tuning into this episode. Over the years, people have asked me, where did I come from? How did I learn all of this information? What got me started in investigating ancient mystery, spirituality, conspiracy theories, UFOs, and all of the different things that I'm interested in? Well, here's the deal. I grew up in what I'm going to call an alternative thought household. You know, Star Trek, One Step Beyond, The Prisoner, Creature Feature, were just shows that we watched on TV every week. I remember my mom sending us to go see 2001: A Space Odyssey when I was like 9 years old, which I really didn't understand the point of the entire movie, but one thing that I did glean out of it, or I thought was so cool, was at the very beginning when the monolith landed on the Earth and the apes interacted with it, and it seemed as if it took them in their first step of evolving from apes into humans. Something I've never forgotten. But one of the things also was when I was young, there were two TV shows. One was The Amazing Kreskin, and if you're not familiar with Kreskin had ESP, extrasensory perception. And another show was The Sixth Sense that featured Gary Collins, who was a college professor who had ESP also. And that show was really cool because he would go into a room and touch a piece of paper and the image of the dead person would appear and give him a clue as to who was the murderer. And so he solved crimes and solved mysteries using this psychic gift. Well, I wanted to learn how to do that. I thought it was fascinating. One of the other things that was going on was instead of getting an allowance for doing chores, we got an allowance for reading books. And I really wasn't interested in reading books like Nancy Drew or those types of nonfiction or fiction titles. I just really wasn't interested in fiction. I was drawn to the archaeology and anthropology department at the local library and read through those books, much to the chagrin of the teachers at the Catholic school. Oops. Anyway, but after seeing The Amazing Kreskin and The Sixth Sense, I moved my way up into the ESP area of the library. Now, granted, it was a very small section, and it was right next to the witchcraft section, which was really off limits. But I started reading those kind of books, and it was during an age where there was more and more material being released. There was books on philosophy, Carlos Castaneda, stuff. There was material to feed my mind. And as the years went by, I just kept studying and reading books because what I thought was the more I learned, I would become enlightened. And if you were enlightened, you would have psychic abilities as a byproduct. And so that was my goal. It was to be enlightened. And so I read and I learned about astrology and numerology and tarot cards. And I felt like if I could memorize the tarot cards and do readings, I would certainly have ESP or be psychic. That didn't work. It really didn't work. And one of the things that I discovered is that I, in some areas, have no memory skills. And so I've yet to memorize the tarot cards. Not that I don't use tarot cards doing a reading, but I don't really know, like, this card means this. Anyway, so years went by, and I found the Berkeley Psychic Institute and signed up for their clairvoyant program. It was a year-long program. And after being in their training for 3 weeks, I had learned that I was very psychic my whole life, but no one ever connected the dots for me. And so that's one of the topics I'll be coming to in this video series is about connecting the dots and recognizing your psychic abilities and much, much more. This is just one little topic that I like to talk on. But after studying at the Berkeley Psychic Institute and learning that I had psychic gifts and learned how to tap into them easily and be able to recognize what was going on, I ended up moving to Washington and was no longer able to study with them, and ended up going back to school, getting my Reiki Master certification, getting a hypnotherapy certification, and then ultimately being led to getting a degree as a naturopath, which is a holistic physician that works with people with non-invasive healing techniques such as herbs and supplements, energy healing, things like that. And then getting a PhD in natural health counseling, where my focus was how our thoughts and emotions impact our health. And so all of that has come together in my educational pursuits and my interest in the unusual. I grew up in a haunted house. I still have not let go of my love and desire for studying archaeology and anthropology and understanding why we do the things we do and who we are and where we came from. And so all of this has followed me from a very young age to where I am now. And so people think, well, how could you learn all of this material in 4 or 5 years? And it's not 4 or 5 years. This has been a lifelong pursuit of mine. And so it's from this body of information and from this body of material that I will be presenting these different episodes. So that's me. That's my story. I hope you liked it. And I am hoping that you will, if you have any questions or that you're looking to get answered, please drop me a note, because maybe your question will get featured on one of my upcoming videos. And don't forget to check out my other videos. Friend me on Facebook or share this video with your friends on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. So until next time, I'm Dr. Rita Louise. Be blessed.